December 2018. A cramped antique shop in Edinburgh, Scotland. An elderly woman named Margaret Ross sat surrounded by dusty furniture and forgotten treasures. She was 89 years old, preparing to close her shop forever. But before she did, she called a journalist. "I need to tell someone," she whispered over the phone, "about the mirror, about what I saw, about Princess Diana." The journalist, Sarah Chen, arrived the next morning. Margaret led her to the back of the shop, to a storage room filled with covered furniture. In the corner stood a full-length mirror, approximately 7 feet tall, ornately framed in gilded wood. The glass was slightly tarnished, giving it an eerie, otherworldly quality. "This mirror," Margaret began, her voice shaking, "belonged to Princess Diana. It stood in her private bedroom at Kensington Palace from 1981 until 1997. After her death, it was quietly removed and sold through private channels. I acquired it in 1998. Sarah studied the mirror skeptically. "What makes it special?" Margaret's eyes filled with tears. "Because Diana appears in it. I've seen her dozens of times, standing exactly where I'm standing now, looking directly at me, and she's trying to tell me something." Sarah wanted to dismiss this as the ravings of an elderly woman, but Margaret's face showed absolute conviction. And stranger still, Margaret had documentation, bills of sale, palace inventory records, photographs showing this exact mirror in Diana's bedroom. The provenance was legitimate. The mirror really had belonged to Diana. "The first time I saw her," Margaret continued, "was 3 months after I bought the mirror. I was working late, cleaning inventory. I looked up and there she was, in the mirror, wearing a white nightgown. Her hair was wet, like she'd just stepped out of the shower. She was crying, silently, her mouth moving but no sound. I was so terrified I ran from the shop. But Margaret returned, and Diana returned, again and again. Sometimes in different clothes, sometimes in different emotional states, but always trying to communicate something, always moving her lips, always desperate to be heard." Margaret claimed she'd tried to document the phenomenon, set up cameras, but they never captured anything. Only Margaret could see Diana, only in person, only when looking directly at the mirror. She'd brought friends, family, paranormal investigators. None of them saw anything. Only Margaret, which made her doubt her sanity, made her wonder if grief and loneliness had driven her mad. But then 2 years ago, Margaret claimed something changed. She finally understood what Diana was saying. By reading her lips, by watching carefully, by paying attention to the desperate movements of Diana's mouth. Diana was repeating 3 words over and over forever: "Find my daughter." Sarah Chen didn't believe in ghosts, didn't believe in haunted mirrors, but she believed in stories. And Margaret's story was compelling enough to investigate. So Sarah began researching Diana's children, William and Harry, both boys, both accounted for, both alive and well. But then Sarah discovered something troubling. Hospital records from late 1983 showing Diana admitted for complications. Palace medical files showing treatments for female issues. Gaps in Diana's public schedule during early 1984. And whispered rumours among royal historians about a pregnancy that ended badly, or ended secretly. Sarah interviewed former palace staff. Most refused to talk, but one elderly housekeeper, speaking anonymously, confirmed something shocking. There were rumours, in early 1984, that Diana had given birth, not to Harry, he came later, to someone else, a girl, born prematurely, or born with problems. We never knew which, but Diana changed after that, became darker, more desperate, like she'd lost something irreplaceable. Sarah pressed for details. Where was the baby? What happened? The housekeeper claimed she didn't know, just that Diana had been away for 3 days in March 1984, officially on rest. But when she returned, her stomach was flat. Her eyes were hollow, and she never spoke about it, never acknowledged it, never mentioned it, as if it had never happened. Could it be true? Could Diana have had a secret daughter, a child born in 1984, possibly given up for adoption, possibly hidden away, possibly alive somewhere, unaware of her true identity? Sarah returned to Margaret's shop. "You said Diana keeps saying, 'Find my daughter.' Do you think she means a real daughter, not William or Harry?" Margaret nodded slowly. "I've been researching for 2 years, looking for women born in 1984 who look like Diana, who might be adopted, who might have mysterious origins, and I found someone." Margaret pulled out a folder. Inside were photos of a woman named Emma Clarke, born April 15th, 1984, adopted as an infant, records sealed, raised by a wealthy family with royal connections, now 34 years old, living in Cornwall, working as a teacher, married with 2 children, completely ordinary, except for one detail. Emma Clarke looked exactly like Princess Diana. The resemblance was uncanny. The same eyes, the same smile, the same bone structure. Sarah stared at the photos in shock. This woman could be Diana's twin, or her daughter. "Have you contacted her?" Sarah asked. Margaret shook her head. "I tried. Sent letters. She never responded. I think she knows. But she's terrified. Terrified of what it means. Terrified of the truth." Sarah made a decision. She would find Emma Clarke, would interview her, would ask directly, "Are you Princess Diana's daughter? Do you know who your real mother is?" And if Diana's ghost was real, if Margaret's mirror truly showed Diana's spirit, then maybe this investigation would finally bring peace to Diana, to Emma, to the secret that had haunted Margaret's mirror for 20 years. Sarah found Emma Clarke teaching at a small primary school in Cornwall. She was hesitant to speak at first, suspicious of journalists, protective of her privacy. But when Sarah mentioned Diana, Emma's face changed. Something flickered in her eyes. Fear, recognition, pain. They met at a quiet cafe near the coast. Emma stirred her tea nervously. "Why are you asking me this?" Sarah showed her Margaret's photos. The mirror, the documentation proving it belonged to Diana. Emma stared at the images for a long moment. Then she said something that changed everything. "I've seen that mirror, in my dreams, since I was a child. A tall mirror with gold frame, and a woman standing in it, blonde, beautiful, crying. She's always crying, and she's reaching for me, trying to touch me through the glass, but I can never reach her back." Sarah's pulse quickened. Emma was having the same visions, seeing Diana in the mirror, even though she'd never been near it, even though the mirror was in Scotland and Emma was in Cornwall. "Do you know who you really are?" Sarah asked gently. Emma's eyes filled with tears. "I've always known I was different, adopted. That part was never hidden. But my parents wouldn't tell me anything about my birth mother. Said the records were sealed, said it was for my protection. When I turned 18, I tried to find out. Hired investigators, requested records. Everything was blocked. By court orders, by government officials, by people with power I couldn't understand." Emma pulled out her own folder. Years of research, dead ends, blocked requests, legal walls she couldn't climb. But also something else, a DNA test, taken secretly, compared against public databases. "I have royal DNA," Emma whispered. "Not just aristocratic, royal, direct lineage to British monarchy. The test was clear, but I don't know how, don't know which royal, don't know what it means. I just know I'm not who my adoption certificate says I am." Sarah shared everything she'd learned. The hospital records, the palace rumours, the timeline matching Emma's birth, the resemblance, the dreams, the mirror. Everything pointed to one impossible conclusion. Emma Clarke was Princess Diana's daughter, born in secret, March 1984, given up to protect Diana's position, adopted by trusted royal courtiers, raised never knowing the truth, while her real mother suffered, died, and now haunted a mirror in Scotland, desperate for someone to find her lost daughter. Emma was silent for a long time, processing, absorbing. Finally, she spoke. If this is true, if Diana was my mother, then why didn't she fight for me? Why didn't she keep me? Why abandon me? Sarah had researched this too. Diana was 22 years old, trapped in a failing marriage, suffering from bulimia, possibly not mentally stable. If the baby was born premature or with complications, the palace might have convinced her it was best. For the baby, for Diana, for the monarchy. They might have told her the baby died, or would be better off elsewhere. Diana might not have had a choice. Emma stood abruptly. I need to see it. The mirror. If Diana's really there. If this is real. I need to see her. Need to know for certain. Sarah called Margaret immediately. They arranged a meeting the next day. Emma Clarke would stand in front of Diana's mirror, and hopefully, finally, mother and daughter would meet, even if one of them was a ghost, even if 21 years too late, even if the reunion could only happen in reflection, through glass, between worlds. But still, after decades of separation, after years of grief, after death itself, Diana and her daughter would finally face each other. The meeting was scheduled for midnight. Margaret insisted. She only appears at night. When the shop is quiet, when the world is sleeping, that's when Diana comes. Emma Clarke arrived at 11:45 p.m. She was terrified but determined. Sarah accompanied her. So did a priest Emma had asked to join them. If we're dealing with spirits, I want protection, Emma explained. Margaret led them to the storage room. The mirror stood exactly as before, tall, imposing, its tarnished glass reflecting the dim light of candles Margaret had arranged around it. Stand directly in front, Margaret instructed Emma. Look into your own reflection. Don't look away. Wait. She'll come. She always comes when someone's really searching. Emma stepped forward, her hands trembling. She stared at her reflection. Blonde hair, blue eyes, Diana's face. Emma had avoided mirrors her whole life, hated seeing the resemblance to someone she'd never met. But now she looked, really looked, seeing herself, seeing Diana, seeing the undeniable truth of shared blood, shared features, shared pain. Minutes passed. Nothing happened. Emma started to turn away. This is ridiculous. I shouldn't have... Wait, Margaret whispered urgently. Look! The reflection began to change. Subtly at first, the light shifting, the glass seeming to ripple like water. And then she appeared, standing directly behind Emma's reflection. Princess Diana, wearing the white nightgown Margaret had described, her hair wet, her face younger than when she died, looking exactly as she had in 1984. Emma gasped, froze, stared at the reflection in disbelief. Diana was crying, silently, just as Margaret had said. But now she wasn't looking at Margaret, she was looking directly at Emma, with an expression of pure longing, pure love, pure devastation. Diana raised her hand, pressed it against the glass from her side, trying to reach through, trying to touch Emma, her lips moving, forming words. Emma understood immediately what Diana was saying. I'm sorry, I'm so sorry, I love you. I never wanted to leave you. I tried to find you. They wouldn't let me. I'm sorry, please forgive me. Please know I loved you. Always. From the moment you were born. Even though I couldn't keep you. Even though they took you. Even though I failed you. I loved you. I love you forever. Emma began to cry, raised her own hand, pressed it against the mirror, against Diana's ghostly hand. The glass was cold, but through it Emma felt something. Warmth, love, connection, the touch of a mother she'd never known, never met, never held. "I forgive you," Emma whispered. "I understand. You didn't abandon me. They took me from you. You were just a girl, trapped, powerless. I forgive you, and I love you, even though I never knew you. I've always loved you. I felt you, in my dreams, in my heart. I knew something was missing. Someone was missing. Now I know. It was you. It was always you. My mother, my real mother, Diana." The reflection began to fade, Diana's image becoming transparent, disappearing slowly, but before she vanished completely, Diana smiled. For the first time, a real smile, peaceful, relieved, free. She'd been found. Her daughter had been found. Her message had been delivered. Her love had been received. Her forgiveness had been granted. And then she was gone. The mirror returned to normal, showing only Emma's reflection, tear-stained, transformed, changed forever. Emma Clarke decided to pursue the truth, hired lawyers, demanded DNA testing, requested access to sealed records. The royal family fought back. Palace lawyers blocked every attempt, argued privacy laws, argued Emma had no standing, argued the adoption was final and unchangeable. But Emma persisted. She went public, told her story to Sarah Chen. Sarah published it. The article went viral. Millions read about Emma Clarke, about Diana's haunted mirror, about the daughter nobody knew existed. Public opinion swung to Emma's side. People demanded answers, demanded DNA tests, demanded truth. The palace issued a statement. Emma Clarke's claims are false. Princess Diana had 2 sons, no other children. This story is fabrication designed to exploit Diana's memory. But the denial rang hollow. The palace refused DNA testing, refused to release sealed records, refused to allow independent investigation. Their absolute refusal to engage suggested they were hiding something they couldn't allow to be confirmed. Emma's adoption records were finally unsealed by court order. They showed something shocking. Emma had been born at a private hospital, delivered by royal physicians, adoption arranged through royal legal channels, birth mother listed as anonymous. But attached to the file was a handwritten note, 1 line, not signed, but in handwriting experts later confirmed was Diana's. "Please love her for me. Tell her I had no choice. Tell her I'm sorry. Tell her she was wanted. She was loved. She was mine." The note changed everything. Proved Diana had been involved. Proved Emma wasn't making this up. Proved something had happened in 1984. Something the palace had hidden for 34 years. Something they'd hoped would stay buried forever. DNA testing was finally authorized. Emma's DNA compared against samples from Diana's belongings held in storage. Hair from Diana's brush, skin cells from Diana's clothing. The results took 3 weeks. 3 agonizing weeks of waiting, of hoping, of fearing, of wondering if the truth would finally emerge, or if it would be buried one more time. The results came back. 99.9% match. Emma Clarke was Princess Diana's biological daughter. The revelation shook the royal family. Emma Clarke wasn't just a random woman with a resemblance. She was Princess Diana's daughter, Prince William and Prince Harry's half-sister. A royal, hidden for 34 years, denied her identity, robbed of her mother, and never told the truth. William and Harry released a joint statement. "We have learned today that we have a sister. Emma Clarke is our family. We welcome her, we acknowledge her, and we deeply regret the circumstances that kept her from knowing our mother. Our mother would have loved her, would have fought for her, would have wanted her acknowledged. We honor that wish now. Welcome, Emma. Welcome to our family." The statement was unprecedented, revolutionary. A public acknowledgement of royal scandal, of palace cover-up, of secrets buried. But William and Harry didn't care about scandal anymore. They'd learned from Diana. That truth matters more than image. That family matters more than protocol. That love matters most of all. Emma met William and Harry privately. The meeting was emotional, difficult, but healing. They shared memories of Diana. Harry showed Emma photos, videos, letters, everything he had of their mother. Emma finally understood Diana, understood her struggles, understood why she'd given up her daughter. It wasn't choice, it was survival. Diana had been barely surviving herself in 1984. Couldn't have protected a vulnerable baby, couldn't have fought the palace, couldn't have kept Emma and kept her sanity. So she'd made the impossible choice. Given Emma away, to protect her, to save her, to give her the life Diana couldn't provide. Emma forgave Diana completely, understood Diana perfectly, and loved Diana forever, even though they'd never spoken, never met in life, never held each other except through a haunted mirror, through reflection, through glass, through the barrier between living and dead. That strange, impossible reunion had been enough to heal Emma, to free Diana, to bring peace to a secret that had haunted a mirror for 20 years. Margaret Ross died peacefully 3 months after Emma's story broke. In her will, she left the mirror to Emma. So you can always find your mother when you need her. Emma accepted the mirror, put it in her home, in a private room. Sometimes she stands in front of it, hoping Diana will appear again. But Diana never does. The ghost is gone. The haunting is over. Diana had achieved what she'd needed, had delivered her message, had found her daughter, had been forgiven. Now she was at peace, finally, eternally, completely. But Emma still stands in front of that mirror sometimes, looking at her own reflection, seeing Diana's eyes, Diana's smile, Diana's face, and knowing that somewhere, somehow, Diana sees her too. Not as a ghost, not as a haunting, but as a mother, watching over her daughter, proud of her, loving her, forever, the way mothers do, even across the barrier of death, even through the veil of mystery, even through a haunted mirror that once belonged to a princess who died too young, who suffered too much, who loved too deeply, who gave up a daughter to save her, and haunted a mirror for 20 years to find her, to apologize to her, to love her, one last time, through glass, through reflection, through the impossible connection between mother and child, that not even death can break, that not even secrets can destroy, that not even time can erase. Emma Clarke is a princess now, not officially. The palace will never acknowledge that, but in her heart, in William and Harry's hearts, in the hearts of millions who followed her story, Emma is Diana's daughter, Diana's legacy, Diana's love made visible, the secret child, the hidden daughter, the girl in the mirror, finally found, finally home, finally at peace, just like Diana, finally, peacefully, forever.